Hey guys, Barbara the Kid here back again. It is spooky season time as always, and not too long ago, your boy did a request. I believe I don't think it was a request, Patreon request, but it was just a ranking video. One of my favorite franchises in horror or suspense and hacker and slash is the Scream franchise. And with Nev Campbell announcing the date for Scream 7, the seventh Scream, which will come out in 2026, I decided to do another ranking video and rank the first six Scream movies. I did it before and I had a lot of fun doing that, so I thought I'd do it again, rank them again, because maybe things have changed in terms of how I ranked it last time. I'll leave a link. I'll probably leave a link at the end of the video of the original run, but it's time to do it again. Let's rank the now six Scream movies in general. These are just going to be the six. I'm not including the TV series. I'm just including the movies. Okay, so we're just going to do the movies. So we're going to go rank from number one all the way to six. What is my number? So number one for me is still the first movie. First movie still holds very well to this day. If you watch it, love it, um, very much. And I still have said, and I will constantly say it: Matthew Lillard should have played Cletus Cassidy Carnage. Yeah. But yeah, the first movie is still holding well. I think for most of us, the biggest star out of there was Drew Barrymore. And you would have thought, oh, Drew would have lived, but no, they took her out very early, and that was a shocker for me as someone who grew up and loved Drew, still love Drew Barrymore to this day, and to see her go out like that was shocking to me. So yeah, number one is Scream. Number one is still the first one. Now, ranked number two is number two. I enjoyed the second one. I thought the second one had a lot of good suspense. It took place now in college, and Sydney's just trying to move on with her life again. And then we realized that there were two killers this time around. This was like the first. Well, no, this was another time there were two killers. We had Timothy Oliphant. He was a killer, and then uh, we had Billy Loomis's mother who wanted to take revenge on Sydney for killing her son. So yes, number two is number two. Ranked number three on my list, believe it or not, guys, is uh, Scream 4. Scream 4 is my next favorite because it was, I believe, Wes Craven's last movie. And I thought it was great to have the series kind of go back to basics, uh, going back to Woodsboro and things like that. This time, she's now taking her hardship and turning into and became a novelist to explain everything. I like the dynamics of Dewey and and Courtney Cox is now Gail. You know, they're like this duo, but she's kind of struggling with living like this suburban lifestyle. It's pretty funny, but it was really interesting to see just to see how fucked up Sydney's family really is. Like I feel so bad for Sydney. Her family is just fucked up because in this, her cousin, along with I think that was Kyrian. Was that Kyrian? Culkin, but and seeing that just really pissed me off. And then no, and glad to know that Peyton's character Riley did not die. Glad to see that. So, but yeah, I enjoyed the fourth one, and it was fun. So number three is number four. Um, number four on the list is um, is Scream 5. Um, this was a great coming of age, and you were wondering, okay, how would they do without the new gang with the old cast? Even though some Gail and and them came back. It was very wondering how it was going to be polarizing. But this new crew that came along, and then the twist that one of them is two of them are Billy Loomis's, or one of them is Billy Loomis's daughter, and all this other, and it was like, okay, we'll see where this goes. And I loved it. It was a great successor to, you know, what we got from the original. So I really enjoyed that. And then of course, after that we got, which ranks my number five is number six. Uh, this one gets a little bit more hardcore, where we're not just one Ghostface, we got a group of them. And this Ghostface is upped his ante in terms of arsenal. He's not just using knives; he was using shotguns and things like that. Unfortunately, and I love the fact that it took place in my home of New York City. The only point about it is, like, this is New York City, man. Like, some guy going around in a ghost face mask, and he's gonna get he would have got murked real quick when somebody. Ain't no way. Ain't no way that's going down in New York and not getting murdered. He lucky he stayed uptown. He didn't go. He stayed downtown. He didn't go uptown or to some different areas of New York. He stayed in a. They made sure to keep it in a certain section of New York. He knew you. Could you imagine Ghostface up in Harlem? Fuck out of here. He would got murked real quick. So so yeah, but I loved six, and it was great to see Hayden's character come back. I said it for thousands and thousands of time. She's not dead. She's not dead. She's not dead. And I was glad I was right. And the fact that she became an FBI agent was really cool too. But that was another good successor to the the franchise. It was really good, and of course we know what happens after that. And then that leaves us to my ranking six, and my least favorite Scream will always be Scream Three. I'm never really gonna like Scream Three. Uh, it's never gonna be high on my list ranking wise because of the ridiculous of a lot of the concept to it. Not the concept, because like I said, Sydney's family is just weird, and it's really sad. You know, in this, the killer is her half brother that her mother had prior to her, you know, being born. And we find out in this, her mother was an actress, and there could have been a casting couch, like things that happened to her. And then when her son comes to visit her, she shuns him and says, like, you're a part of my past life. And we find out he is responsible for why Billy freaks out and goes on a killing spree and everything. And it was just kind of weird. I'm just like, well, this just makes no sense. And I hated the whole concept that the killer had everybody's voice. How does this person, that technology that he had, we still to this day don't have that technology. So I was like, what the hell? How is that possible? And it's just certain, it was the concept of that I just could not get into. A lot of stupidity in that movie. Scream 3 felt more like a comedy, not a horror thriller. It felt like a comedy. There was just some just pure stupidness in it. It was, to me, the worst of all of them. I'm not a fan of it. Uh, and if I do watch it, I'll just laugh at it because it boggles me. And it's not like a humorous laugh. It's more like just stupid, like stuff like that. So yeah, Scream 3 makes my is ranked number six. So there you have it, guys. We have again done another ranking for Scream. I did this before I believe it was before Scream 5 came out, or before Scream 6, one of them. We do know that Scream 7 is coming, and it's going to focus on Sydney because of the fact that Jenny Ortega and uh, Melissa Barrow, they both left the project. And I really wished I mean, they left, but what about the other? You know, there's still room for them, but I think from what I heard, and what I've read is that Scream 7 is kind of going to take a little bit of a route of how they did Halloween 2018, where we kind of see an older, uh, we kind of see an older Laurie, and she's kind of like, still having trauma from 1970, so yeah, in that timeline. So they kind of, it's going to be a little inspiration of that. But also the original writers are coming back for it. So that's cool. I'm still a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little nervous because I love Scream. I think overall as a franchise, they have done very well. They have, their stories are great. I still feel in terms of like Ghostface, like people are dumb not to shoot this fucker in the head. Stop shooting him right in the chest. Go right for the head. Bam. Like, and that gets played up a lot in this movies, like in the franchise. Head. Shoot the head. But I just feel like sometimes with Ghostface, imagine Ghostface fighting some real combat elitist that knows how to use a knife too. I'd love to see that just Ghostface get murked. You know, and for some reason, no matter what, I'll say it before and I'll say it again, no matter what, why the hell when these Ghostface, when they put on that mask, they get somewhat superhumanly strong because I will always hold that against them. What is in that mask that makes them super strong? Because there was one point in Scream 3 you had 6 foot 4 plus pounds Lee Shriver getting tossed around by Ghostface, and then of course finding out in Scream 5 when Dewey gets killed and he's getting lifted up off the ground. I'm like, that 90 pound, I'm forgetting her name because I was so pissed off about it, is the one that killed him. And then of course in the what happened to Samara Weaving, fuck you. Especially when you find out who's the killer. I was pissed off with that punk that plays the MCU version of Flash Thompson. Ugh. Anyway, guys, I'm sorry, I'm ranting. But anyway, guys, that is my ranking now of all six Scream films. I'd like to hear yours. What are your rankings of the Scream films? 1 through 6 so far. We got a seventh movie coming out. Hopefully that might be the end. I think ending on the seven is good. Unless they do an eighth, okay, but I would end it because what more can you tell? You know. But outside of that, you guys take care. Deuces.